Mallika Paul. Today I would like to share some of the hints and tips that I've been using for the past 20 years in making clay flowers. And before I start with my program, I would like to introduce all the gadgets and the things and the clay that I use for making the flowers. The first thing I would like to talk to you about is the clay, which is Thai clay, and you can buy, this is modern clay, that's only a brand name. The basic ingredient is Thai clay. So that's the most important thing that you require for making clay flowers. Second thing is a nice board, preferably a non-stick board, and a rolling pin, which is also non-stick. That will help you to make roll out thin petals. Then you would like to have a nice spatula. It's a painting spatula, a painting knife, palette knife you can call it, just to take out your petals out from your surface. A small tool, a rolling pin like this, which is to lift up the petals. A painting brush to use for your glue. White glue to stick the petals. And this is the veining tool which you use to vein your petals. And this is a small pair of scissors which is really pointed because you have to go into the throat of the flower, so you have to cut it there. This is a steel ball tool which is really good for rolling out or frilling the petals, especially when it is clay. Steel ball tool is more ideal. This is again a frilling tool which has got grooves inside, which helps you to pick up all the fine details of the flower. Then we need a cutting plier, sticking tape, florist tape. That's all about it. And then some of the tips I'll introduce as I go on with my job. I forgot to mention something. You need a folder like this, that is to put your petals inside and keep it covered so that your petals doesn't dry out. If it is dry, you cannot roll them out thin. So that is another thing which is very important. So to start with, I have to take my dough. This dough is air drying, air hardening clay. So it's so important that you cover everything with a tight cling film like this. Roll it up tight so that it doesn't dry. Once it's dried, it's practically useless. You cannot do anything with it. So now I have this clay, white clay, into which I have already mixed pink oil paints. We use oil paints to mix into this clay. You can also use acrylic paints, but it tends to dry faster than oil paints. So I prefer personally oil paints to get mixed into this clay. Today I'll be showing you all how to make a petunia, which is a very simple and quick flower to fill your flower vases. All you need to have is a big ball like this, and you have to make again a teardrop shape, and we are going to flatten it as you go, flatten it, and then we have to pull it out, which will resemble a Mexican hat. You have to do this. With some, you have to expand your sides using something. You could use a rolling thing, or you could use the back of a peeler, which will be faster, or you could use your ball tool also. So just extend the edges quite well. This should be enough to make a cut with your petunia cutter. This is your petunia cutter. So press it hard. It's really old as me, I think. So you have to really, this is the shape of the petunia cutter, and you have to take out the excess. So you get the shape. After getting the shape, you take your form, and where's my thin dowel stick? I'm going to make some frills on the sides. So I'm just rolling it, giving a little bit pressure so it frills up. Retain the pointed edge, don't roll it flat. This pointed edge should be retained as it is. So what I don't roll there, I just give a press and then again continue rolling it. Again continue rolling, give a press, continue rolling, and you have to go doing this till you finish all the 5 petals, and then you get a shape like this. Once you get a shape like this, you're going to use your frilling tool. I'm going to make a hole right in the center, and using my thumb to press it against the frilling tool, I'm just going to go all around. I'm pressing my thumb against the stick, and I'm just going all around to get a throat for the flower. You need a throat for this flower, otherwise it will look blind. So this is what I'm trying to achieve. By doing this, I'll get a nice throat inside the flower. Once you get that, you shape your hip of the flower, and make it a little pointed, because we don't need we need a very slender base. Keep rolling, and then till you are satisfied, keep going round and round. Once you get this, you have to take a stick and make a prominent line in the center of each petal, which is very prominent in petunias. Center of each petal, holding it in between my thumb, I'm just going to do that. Once you do that, you can just shape your petal a little bit. You have to take a hooked wire, the hook helps the flower to stay in place, and then you have to use your glue, a little bit white glue. Dip the hook in it and pass the wire through. Right through the center. Hang this for some time, and then prepare the calyx. The calyx is very simple. You need very little dough. You take tiny balls of green, elongate it, and press with your finger. That's one calyx, one sepal. Take the next one, press it. We need 5 in all, so take it. We got 5 of these. Take a petunia. It's cracking a little bit. Take the glue. Take each one and stick 5 all around. Open up. Open up the sepals. Yeah. Inside this, we are going to give a little bit of very pale. Mix a little white, a little bit of green, and then just give a pale shade here. Then take another brush. Don't use the same brush. Very little bit of pink shading. It will take some time for you to get this merged, but you have to do it. It's better to do when the flower is totally dry, like for example this flower. If you're going to do the white one, you can easily be harsh with this because the flower is totally dry. So slight greenish color. Once you get this, you must take the pips, the center stamens, we need them very short, and pass it into the flower. So that's how the petunia is done. And the calyx is not fixed, but this is how you shade the whites. Just giving little more. You could vein on the veins, you can give little green color, and then you could also merge with your fingers, the God-given tool, which is the best for merging. But this I can do because the flower is dry. On that you cannot merge so well because the flower is still not dry. If it is really dry, it will merge just like this. So that is the most important thing when you do the petunias. So that's all about the petunias. Thank you for watching, and bye. See you again.